Who are you?
Call me Lucky. If the money's right, I'll do whatever you need. No questions asked.
Why should I hire you?
Well, let me see. I just took out 7 of your men. 3 of them will be out of commission for a few weeks. I owe it to you to pick up the slack. Does mean I got the job?
Not yet. Kill him.
Why does it feel like every storyline these days revolves around captives escaping? It's getting a bit repetitive. I get that drama is essential, but I'd love to see something fresh and original for once. The whole held captive trope is starting to wear thin. Seeing Lucky today, it's hard to imagine anyone else playing the role. Lucky reminds me so much of Luke, and it makes me miss Luke even more. Lucky's sarcasm and humor are just like Luke's. It's a reminder of how much I miss having him on the show. So who's going to help Lulu find Lucky? Could it be Jason or maybe Mac? With Mac's recent absence, does he have any leads? Or perhaps Frisco might step in. Even Brennan might know something about Lucky's whereabouts. Every time someone goes missing on GH, they end up in a dungeon or working for mercenaries, usually on Cassadine Island. If I were Laura, Anna, or pretty much anyone in Port Charles, that would be my first place to check. It's great to see Lucky back. He slipped right into the role as if he never left. It felt like watching Luke again, especially in his scenes with the doctor who's clearly involved with Lucky. I'm curious if both Lucky and the doctor will return to Port Charles and what role the doctor might play. Will they make it back in time to save Lulu? Tristan looks quite frail, so I hope he's doing okay. It's wonderful to see him back. And by the way, it's fantastic to hear Yuri pronounce Brooklyn's name correctly. Brooklyn, not Brooklyn, like most people say. I believe Nicholas will be a match and end up saving Lulu. When she wakes up, I think she and Dante will reunite as a family. Even if Dante has moved on, his love for Lulu is still there. If I were Sam, I'd be worried because Dante and Lulu might end up back together. I'd love to see Brennan and Carly together. They'd be a great match. I don't think Brennan is out to take Sonny down. I suspect he's playing Jagger and will eventually take him down himself. That's why he wants Jason's help. I think when Brennan says he'll eventually have something Jason needs, it's going to be information about Lucky's whereabouts. This will help Jason rescue Lucky and bring him back to save Lulu. And honestly, any chance to see Brennan is fine by me. He's got so much charm. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. It's clear that Dante and Sam's relationship is on borrowed time. Neither of them seems truly in love, and it's obvious that Dante will leave Sam for Lulu soon. I wouldn't be surprised if Sam ends up back with Jason unless we're headed for a Lucky or Elizabeth or Jason triangle. Also, whoever painted the walls did a terrible job. They look artificially decrepit, and that shiny new light fixture, it only makes things worse. Sorry, but details like that really stand out to me. Seeing Jonathan Jackson return as Lucky Spencer had me cheering today. He's back, just like his father, Luke Spencer, and it looks like Lucky will be the one to save his sister, Lulu. Honestly, we all knew it was him, so the attempt at suspense fell flat. It was ridiculous. We know he's probably here to help save Lulu, so the setup felt a bit forced. Seeing Jonathan Jackson again brought me right back to when I first started watching GH at 16 years old. I remember him rescuing Liz in the park. It's such a nostalgic moment for me. They better not kill off Lulu. If GH isn't planning to bring her back, just keep her in the coma. But if they are bringing her back, Julie Berman, please. Yes, I said it again. I had a feeling the new hot doc was going to punch Lucky in that classic Spencer or Scorpio dynamic. Their back and forth was entertaining right from the start. People begged for OG Lucky to come back, and now, after one day, they're already complaining. I don't care. I missed Jonathan Jackson as Lucky. I'm looking forward to how Lulu's condition might bring certain characters together, like the Spencers, Quartermains, Maxie, Brooklyn, Laura, and Tracy. A Nicholas and Lucky meetup should be interesting, maybe with some callbacks or flashbacks to previous storylines. For anyone who doesn't remember, Jonathan Jackson, 4 Emmys, is back as Lucky, and you won't believe how talented he is. He was a standout on the primetime show Nashville throughout its entire run, and we are, no pun intended, lucky to have this powerhouse actor back. And yes, he's still as handsome as ever. Lastly, I just saw an article suggesting that Sam might be killed off this fall. If that's true, GH, you should seriously reconsider. The storylines have been awful lately, and doing this could make things even worse. I've been watching for 28 years, and this could be a huge mistake that costs you thousands of viewers, myself included. I'm not impressed with Lucky's return so far. I'm actually really disappointed. I've always loved how returning actors were reintroduced, but this time it just fell flat. In my 50+ years of watching, I've never felt this let down. What has always amazed me about GH is the caliber of acting, not just compared to other daytime dramas, but even primetime shows. If Maurice Benard had auditioned for a Martin Scorsese film 3 days before his GH audition, he could have spent his entire career in feature films. And he's just one example, along with the reigning queens, Nancy Lee Grahn, Maura West, Finola Hughes, Laura Wright, and Ginny Francis. Michael Easton has always been a sensational actor too. And let's not forget the young actors, especially the Davis sisters, who consistently impress. Then there's this talented writer, Scott Sickles. His dialogue can be either hysterical or heartbreaking. I always check to see who's writing the episodes, and it seems like Sickles and Gibson are the only ones who consistently make the cut. There's a new writer, Nancy Poehler, I think that's the name, who's also been on fire lately. Why can't they just wake Lulu up and let her be okay? Instead, they bring back her deadbeat father, and I'm sick of these unnecessary character revivals. We don't need more returns like Holly ever. Just let Sonny get back with Carly, move home, and have Jason take over Sonny's penthouse. Blaze's mother can stick around for a short while, but not too long. And honestly, I don't want to see more of Christina. Send her off with Blaze, or put her in jail to teach her a lesson. As for Rick, why is he still around? Maybe he can reunite with Alexis, though she did dump him for a reason. And how about a miracle baby for Molly and TJ? Twins, a girl and a boy, would be awesome. Here we go again, getting tired of storylines before they even begin. What else can these writers come up with? No matter what they write, some of us are going to criticize. Maybe we should all apply to be writers on these shows if we think we can do better. But honestly, we'd probably run out of ideas in a year too. There are stories out there, but most are crime-related or human interest stories that might seem boring if translated into soap plots. It's tough to satisfy everyone, and we need to recognize that. Writers, just keep doing what you do, because no matter what, there's going to be criticism. We're down to just a few soaps, so we need to rally around them and show support instead of being so critical. Before they get canceled, let's appreciate what we have. We all complain too much, myself included, so let's keep watching, loving, and laughing, and show these soaps some love. Of course, with new actors and fan favorites joining the show, some characters have to go. These shows have budgets, and they can't overload them. That means actors might be eliminated or put on recurring status to accommodate the budget. It's just the reality of the situation. Finally, an episode without the ridiculous dead baby plotline and Portia acting like the calm, rational professional she is, plus Tracy and Brennan. Add in the return of Lucky, and it's head and shoulders above other recent episodes. For the love of heaven, can we just end the dead baby story, put Christina back in the character closet, and let the Pikeman plot be over? Make Kate's rational again, keep Portia behaving like a professional, and that'll fix a lot of the recent mess. My theory, TPTV, The powers that be weren't happy with chemo, Kelly Monaco, refusing a pay cut, so they want her gone. That leaves Dante without a leading lady, so it's time to wake Lulu up. Bringing back the same Lulu isn't any cheaper, so they need a new actress, hence the recast. The storyline leading to her return is a medical crisis, and to pull at viewers' heartstrings, they bring back Big Brother Lucky to save the day. Jonathan Jackson stays long enough to donate part of his liver, make sure his sister is good with her new body and new liver, and then leaves again to save on salary. Danny is older now and has been bonding with Jason, so he'll have a chance at a relationship by moving in with dear old dad for some motorcycle time in the garage. Scout will go with Drew to grow up in the Quartermain orphanage with all the other littles, to be raised by Sasha, the latest Mary Poppins, who's a childless miracle worker. A lot of the cast were told about getting their guarantees cut. Chemo said no to the cut, and they let her go. I don't know what's going on with all the bringbacks and characters like Natalia, but as far as Sam goes, she hasn't had a good storyline in a while, and that's such a waste of her character. It's foolish. Why is it that when someone makes a post with proof, people still think it's fake? Just like when lots of people said Jason was coming back, and so many people said it was fake. Well, Jason is back, just like Lucky and Rick. Kelly is unfortunately being let go. It's happening, and those who said it was fake will be wrong yet again. It's being reported on so many sites, even in Soap Opera Digest, which is a reliable source. I just saw the shocking news that Kelly Monaco is leaving General Hospital after 20 years as Sam McCall. Now, my biggest question is, what will happen to Scout and Danny? How will they cope without their mother? It looks like Dante will have to raise them as a single father. I'm sure Alexis, Molly, Christina, and Jason will step in to help, but this is going to be a huge adjustment. Oh, Alexis, this is going to be devastating for her. Sam is her first daughter, and losing her will break her heart. I'm praying this doesn't push Alexis back into drinking. I hope Molly and Christina can put aside their differences and support Alexis and each other during this difficult time. Sam has always been there for her sisters, settling their fights and being their voice of reason. This loss could have a huge impact on all three of them, and they'll need each other more than ever. As for Rick and Sam, their affair was a one-time mistake. Alexis was battling lung cancer and, in a moment of cruel anger, lashed out at Sam. Distraught and drunk, Sam ended up sleeping with Rick, which she deeply regretted. It was a mistake born out of pain and not revenge or coercion. I was glad to see Robert today. He still looked weak, but seemed a bit better than the last time we saw him. I've noticed some concern about Tristan Rogers' appearance recently. He looks as though he's lost weight, and his voice seems frail. Has he been dealing with health issues? I know his age, but I'm genuinely worried about this beloved actor and character. Thanks in advance to anyone who can provide a kind response. Robert is one of my favorite characters on GH. I absolutely love Jonathan Jackson. His acting is fabulous and a reminder of the great talent and storylines GH used to have. Please, let's hope the writers don't mess this up. When it comes to Lulu's return, I find it perplexing why the role would be recast instead of bringing back Emma Raylan. She expressed her disappointment about the recast, but graciously thanked fans for her time as Lulu. That's class. If GH is bringing Lulu back, I'd really like to see Emma Raylan return to the role. So, Lucky is back to be a liver donor for Lulu? I recall that when Lulu needed a bone marrow transplant as a baby, Nicholas was her perfect match. This was when the characters of Nicholas and Stefan Cassadine were introduced. The GH writers attempted a dramatic return for Lucky, but it didn't quite work for me. Nobody can make a return like Jason Morgan or Steve Burton, so I'm not sure why they tried to replicate that for Lucky. It didn't impress me as much. I'm eager for this storyline to wrap up so we can move on to other topics. Speaking of which, for those who agree with Christina, Would you be okay with your sister going back on her promise to raise the baby conceived with your husband's sperm? Christina had promised she could be trusted and begged to do this special thing for you. Where is Christina's empathy for her sister, who was told she couldn't have children of her own? It's devastating for a woman to hear that. For those struggling with fertility, surrogacy, or adoption, I see you and understand your pain. I experienced a miscarriage in 2004 and was told heartbreaking news, but I was eventually blessed with 2 miracle pregnancies in December 2012 and March 2014. Miracles do happen, so never lose hope. Rick is Molly's father and Julian Jerome was Sam's father. Rick is also Sam's lover, creating a complicated dynamic similar to the situation with Sonny and Dante. Sonny is the father of Sam's sister Christina, as well as Dan's father and the father of Sam's deceased baby, Leela. Sam, on the other hand, is the mother of Christina's deceased sister and Dante's deceased sister, and she is also the sister of Dan's brother, Leo. Molly is both a sister and a cousin to Christina, as well as a sister to Sam. She is also an aunt and sister to Sam's baby, and a cousin to Dante, Nicholas, and Spencer as part of the Cassadine family. Now, let me ask you this. Would the storyline about Christina producing a baby for Molly and TJ be easier to handle if Christina had been assaulted, didn't want to keep the baby because it reminded her of the trauma, but couldn't bring herself to terminate the pregnancy? What if she decided to give the baby to Molly and TJ, but something went wrong and the baby didn't survive? Would that have been easier to accept? Although Christina was the biological mother since her egg was used, she was wrong to plan on keeping the baby. Christina wouldn't have been pregnant if she hadn't offered to be the surrogate. Prove me wrong. At the gravesite, when Molly yells, "You were never going to give us the baby," Christina responds, "No, I wasn't." I believe her "no, I wasn't" was about not planning to keep the baby all along, not that she wasn't going to give the baby up. Keep in mind, those papers were drawn up months ago, and Christina never signed them. When Christina later told her mom she wanted to keep the baby, that was after the baby had passed, and she was speaking out of grief. From the beginning, people have heard TJ's side and criticized Christina, treating her like she didn't matter. So, are they blaming Christina and siding with TJ in this situation? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.